All right, so fellas, we're about to start the baseball unit. Before we get started, if you have your Chromebooks with you, if you'll go ahead, I see some of you already have, make sure you've logged into the Google Classroom. And once you've logged in, you'll see the link to Schoology at the very top of the screen. So you're gonna click on that link right there, and it's gonna take you straight to Schoology homepage. Once you've accessed this, you'll go to courses, and then you'll click on sports officiating, and you'll see the baseball folder, and that's the folder we're gonna be working out of. So before we get started on this, I just wanna make sure that we're good on a few things. Make sure you're following all directions given by me. So when you're using your computers, you shouldn't be prompted to click on anything or go outside of any source that has been provided to you. So everything that you need for this lesson is going to be provided to you through Schoology and Google Classroom. So you just follow those links. You do not need to navigate away from these provided links for any reason. Now, when you click on something that tries to take you to another window or anything like that, raise your hand. I'll come by and check and make sure that you're going where you're supposed to be going and not going navigating into something that you don't need to be navigating to. So everything you need is provided for you. So if at any point you're asked for a username or password or anything like that, once again, raise your hand. The only thing that should happen would be the first time you click on Schoology, it'll ask you for your Google login that you use as a student every day. So that should be the only thing that you're having to put a password in for. Once we get to the last part of the lesson, when you've got to create the infographic, you'll go to the PictoChart website link, and you will be asked to create a free account there, and I'll go through those steps with you once we get to that point. Okay, so there will be parts of this assignment that is a group assignment. So obviously, once we get to that part, all members are expected to participate equally. The materials you're going to need is your Chromebooks. You're going to need this throughout the different parts of the lesson. You're not going to need your phones. Okay, so the first part of this lesson is going to be Chromebook optional. So once you've navigated to Schoology and you open up the baseball folder, you're going to see the different links, and I've got them in order and what we're going to be working on. So obviously today we're going to start with link 1, and this first link is going to be taking you to the video that we're going to be clicking on. Now, you don't have to click on this link because we're going to be doing this part together. I have it here for you to work on outside of class if you don't get finished with it today, or I may tell you finish it up for homework or something like that. So when I click on this link, it's going to take us to the YouTube video. Okay, now I'll have to go around here because it's got it blocked for us, but right here, okay, is clear. So this is the video we're going to be working on. Now, as we're going through this video, when you're using your Chromebook, okay, you've got the Umpiring Basics video guide. You're going to click on that, and it's going to open up a Google Doc. Okay, your screen will look a little different than this. Yours will already have like the document opened up for you, and then you click on it, you can just directly start typing on it. So everybody in this class has their own Google document. So when you type on it, it's your personal copy of it. So it's not going to show up on anybody else's or anything like that. So if you're using the Chromebook for this part, as we're going through these questions, when you hear the answer on the video, you're going to type it by the question, underneath the question that you're getting the answer to. Okay, pretty simple. All right, so now we're going to get started. Now this is going to be the first part of our lesson. So what we're going to be doing on this first part here, okay, we're going to watch this video together. And as we're watching it, you're going to be using your video guide, and we're going to stop and we'll answer the questions together. Once we hear the question, I'll pause it, and then we'll have some open discussion about the answers, things like that. You'll be writing the answers down as we go through it. So we're going to go through these first several together. Once we get to a certain point, it'll be, all right, y'all finish the rest of this on your own. Okay, we're going to go through these first few together. So that's part 1. Once we get to this part of the lesson, okay, the next thing we'll be doing, okay, and all your materials are provided for you on Schoology through the Google Classroom, is we're going to access the handbook, okay, in the handbook, the NFHS rule book, and each group is gonna be assigned a different, rule. So we're gonna divide you up into two, so there's 6 of us in here. When we get to that point, we'll get you divided up into groups of 2, and each group is gonna be, responsible for a particular rule section, numbered 2 through 8. Okay, so you'll read through those together using the rule book, which is available for you on Schoology. And then, once you've done that, okay, you will get up and present to the class just the basics of the rule. And it's real informal. It's just, hey, tell me what the rule's about, and you just kind of take turns talking about it. So you'll have time to discuss it together, and then you're going to teach the rest of the class about what that rule is. Okay, that'll be the next part. Now, once we get past that, we'll go into signals. So I'll have another link you can see right here, umpire and signals video. We'll click on that, and we'll also have the umpire's manual, which is another document that you'll access. We'll watch the video together. After the video's over, okay, we'll open up the manual and go to pages 38 through 41. We'll talk about these together. We'll talk about the signals that were on the video. I'll even ask some of you to stand up and act out certain signals and kind of do like a quiz open to everybody, just a form of assessment there. That'll be the third part. And then the last part is going to be the infographic creation. So what you'll do is you'll still be in your groups, okay, and you are going to be assigned a topic from the baseball umpire's manual. Okay, so the different topics that we're going to discuss will be the umpire code of ethics and prerequisites for good umpiring, pre-game preparations and checklists, the plate umpire versus the base umpire, mechanics for the 2 umpire system, basic umpiring positions and descriptions, and AHSAA approved signals. So your group will choose which of those categories you're going to want to make your infographic on. Okay, and just basically what you'll do is when we get to that point, I'm gonna pull up, we'll go to the website, and I'll show you exactly, what one looks like. I'll give you an example of one that's been created, and so that way you'll have something to go off of. I'm also going to give you a printed out copy of the rubric for that assignment that will show you exactly what you're expected and where you'll earn your points and all that stuff. So that's just a quick overview of the entire unit that we're going to be doing. And today we're getting started on the first part. So the first part is the umpire and basics video and questions. So we're fixing to get started here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get playing on this, and we'll pause it and discuss throughout.
Call safe or out. Calling out from this position, what we do is we stand.
So this is just kind of giving you an overview of what you're going to be seeing throughout the video.
And we snap the wrist up. Make the fair or foul call. Use the 2 umpire system. I got 30 counts ready. Open up third. Work balls and strikes behind the plate. This is the pitch that you need to see as an umpire. Mike, can you see this pitch? If Mike was to work lower, down by the captain's head. And develop even more skills. Vivid graphics will show you positioning and the mechanics of the 2 umpire system. The umpire's fundamental position is the set position and the starting point for the out and safe calls. Let's join Al Campbell. Make the call as an umpire.
All right, so he just said the umpire's fundamental position. What position did he say?
Set position.
All right, good.